Welcome to Color Folk and Anime, where we talk about anime from a colorful perspective, commentary on nerd culture. We're back. We had Cooper on the last episode, and that was fun because I knew like two of the answers of what you was asking.
And I won.
Right. Today we're talking about Daredevil showrunner not returning to work for Marvel due to some controversy. Let me introduce everybody. Chris.
Hi.
Jordan.
Yo.
Behind the mic, Malcolm.
Hello.
And yeah, where do we want to start? Where do we start again? Yeah, let's start on this. I kind of don't even want to talk about it. I want to skip right to this Daredevil thing. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna read this article. This is from IGN, so it's legit. Former Daredevil showrunner
Legit.
won't work for Marvel again due to controversial comics editor-in-chief. Let's read this. Marvel's EIC previously wrote under a Japanese pseudonym to get work. Marvel's comics writer and former Daredevil showrunner Steven DeKnight said he'd done working with Marvel Comics under editor-in-chief C.B. Cebulski's controversial past, where he pretended to be a Japanese man, is properly addressed. Read his tweet. His tweet said, I love this tweet because somebody tweeted and then like a relative kind of subtweeted or retweeted with a comment, and it's like, okay. Completely unacceptable. Writing for Marvel is a childhood dream come true. My next issues come out in December, but I can't in good conscience accept any additional work until this is resolved. I hope other creatives will follow suit. I'm gonna keep reading. Cebulski previously wrote under a fake Japanese name, Akira Yoshida. That's a cool name. Working with Marvel Comics on franchises including X-Men, Thor, Fantastic Four, and more. And instead of just a pen name, reports say that a lot of effort was made to present that name. Yada yada yada. Let me skip down. And in 2017, the same time, Cebulski was promoted to editor-in-chief. Cebulski admitted what he had done to Marvel executives. I won't read a lot more because the writer recognized that just one person stepping away from Marvel won't have much of an impact, but is one of the highest profile writers to bring up Cebulski's past in recent years. Last thing I'll read. Thoughts. React. How y'all feel? This is great. Let me tell you.
I feel like humanity is in a terrible position.
Right.
I ain't gonna do nah. The problem is this isn't probably the only time that something similar happened where somebody pretended to be another ethnicity or background to have some advantage.
Looking at you, Miss Dolezal.
I mean, but
Yeah, that's fun. She tried.
She did.
She got away with it for a while too.
she was
Like
NAACP,
old boy. Yeah, right.
But thoughts, I'll let y'all go.
I mean, my initial thought is, damn, he got away with it for a long ass time. And like, how did they not know that he wasn't actually like a legit Japanese person?
Like you would go see him at some point.
Right.
I was
Like,
like
you
the
can't come
part
to no
about him like
meetings or-
pretending to be like having the childhood in Japan and
Yeah.
stuff. I was like, then you went far.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real
Gotta set
though.
up the whole
like, you
backstory.
went
Right,
far.
exactly. I mean, to be fair, it actually is pretty hilarious that he came up with this whole alter ego.
He has an arc. He has a story arc.
Yeah, he does, for real. That time I was a Japanese man.
Right.
Could be a whole isekai.
Without a
Oh
doubt.
my God.
He'd be reincarnated by a
into
truck
a
coon
different ethnicity.
as a Japanese mangaka.
be like the one guy be like, I got isekai into a nigger.
Wait, what? Context,
Man.
what?
So that would be pretty hilarious if there was like a comic, like it'd have to be an American comic.
It has
It'd have to be
to.
an American comic. It would
Because
have
if
to
Japan
be,
did it, we'd be like, no,
it would
next,
have to
absolutely
be
not.
like a Trump flag waving, like Confederate flag tattoos
Get
person.
like it's gotta be like
reincarnated as a black
Boondock
dude.
style,
Yeah,
like that
for
type
sure.
of humor.
Yeah, and
where he'd be
then
like, yeah, damn.
and then at first he'd be really mortified, but then he'd have way too much fun saying the N-word.
like,
Like, all right, man, this is a little
like
unnatural
Freaky
now. Like, you need to chill out. Like,
Freaky Friday
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. But no, I mean,
That's
honestly,
so funny.
I know Malcolm mentioned a little bit before we started rolling. I mean, it happened a while ago.
Right.
Like, that's the thing is like, everybody's made mistakes. That's the thing. I mean, if it's a recent mistake, like he was dropping like racism, like racist stuff, and his like John Gruden level racist stuff, like recently,
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, that's a different story.
This is
But like years ago, like decades ago,
and it's only because he just found out.
right?
It's not even breaking news where nobody knew. Just
He
Just
told
him
his
found out.
bosses.
Right.
Right.
In
He told
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the company didn't fire him for that, me personally, I don't really care. Like,
But there's a couple things. The one dude I forgot his name, but he said if the guy had did it 20 years ago, he
Yeah, in
would
the
still
article.
feel the same.
yeah,
Which is ridiculous.
right.
Like you telling me you would punish a 40-year-old for a mistake he made when he was 20.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Yo, man.
that don't even
yeah.
sound right.
Right.
Side note, there's a story about this kid who was 16, he was in his 20s, and he raised a bunch of money, gave the money away like charity and stuff like that, 100% of it. And he was like 22, he was a big YouTuber. And somebody dug up, this is a funny story actually. Somebody dug up his past, and when he was 16, he was putting out racist tweets. Now, majority of white people I know was
Have done
racist
that.
when they was 16. I mean, it's cool. Like,
Even just to go along with the group that they hanging out with, they say dumb
yeah,
shit.
and so I don't put nothing against them. But the irony is the the person who reported on the story that got the guy outed also got dug up on, had racist tweets, and got fired. It was talking
Nice.
about, I'm a changed person.
Nice.
I don't know anybody would dig on my past.
Funny how that works.
Right.
I would also want to know why exactly the guy is so angry and what makes this
Yeah.
so. Because I
Intent.
mean, it's not what he did isn't even racist. It's just stupid.
It's
Right.
fraud.
It's like it's fraud. It's fraudulent,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
not like he was.
That's not
you can't-
racist.
You can't say he did anything racist or even like it wasn't criminal. Like
Right.
Look, he didn't
Yeah,
make
it's
his
just
name.
it's just
who did he-
fraudulent. Yeah,
who
right.
did
Yeah,
he offend?
he
Like
didn't make his name the Mandarin, and was like he did. he was
Right.
he did all.
and take his profile pictures in a karate gi.
Yeah, right.
like
That'd be next level.
he legitimately
But
made a fictional character.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's an argument to be made about pretending to be a different ethnicity to kind of like fill that like, ooh, look how diverse we are type of spot without actually being diverse. Like,
Yeah.
I can get the kind of steely thing about that, but I think my biggest issue is like, it'd be different if he got caught recently. It'd be different
Right.
if he was still doing it or something
Yeah.
like that. But it was something he had done a long time ago. And then when he got promoted in 2017, he fessed up to it before he could be found out and canceled and all that kind of stuff because he wanted to like be like, I did something bad and I want to get in front of it like most celebrities do. But it's like one of those things where it was like, and then he didn't do anything like that ever again, to our knowledge. I just think it's the one of the things that I have a hugest part about with cancel culture and with like a lot of different things, especially things that would happen when you grow up, is that people, like as a kid coming up, like people were quick to like vilify the sin or the bad or whatever that they could physically see,
There we go.
forgetting that everybody else is doing bad shit that you can't see. And so it's like, it's one thing, it's like, yeah, you address the bad you can see because it's being blatant, but for you to like vilify that above all other things just because it's the visible thing when people are doing terrible things that you are unaware of every day seems self-righteous to me.
Yeah, but that's built into our culture to not be like that. Because nobody likes to snitch on a job.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like, what do you
What do
gain
you
by
gain?
telling on
Nothing.
me? Like,
It's like you
Well,
can't
now-
get like
I mean,
you can't get my
nowadays-
job. You can't. Well, no, even now, like even with I think it's more about people wanting to be right than people wanting to be famous. Because it's like, sometimes you get a little bit of 15 minutes of fame or whatever, but most of the time, the people that are calling people out, they just become a part of a herd. Become a part of the angry mob.
Part of my issue is the fact that people can't grow.
Yeah.
People can't think independently. People can't process thought over time and say, that was stupid. That was dumb. I've done mad dumb stuff as a teenager, as a 20s, early 20s.
Yesterday.
You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's my problem is, so does he expect dude not to grow from his experiences?
But the thing is,
and still be able to prosper in life?
The main problem I have is no point was made. You know what I mean? Like he didn't even give a reason as to why he was so outraged. It's just, this is unacceptable. Blah, 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 and leave the room. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to even engage in dialogue with it?
No,
like,
I think what it is, it's just people trying to be martyrs. You know, like, because everybody wants to be the next Colin Kaepernick. Like, and like, I got mad respect for Colin Kaepernick and like the stand that he took against the NFL and against the players or against the coaches unions and everything like that. I got mad respect for that. And I think the fact that he stood by what he said and didn't come back to the NFL is great. And the fact, I mean, he got blackballed.
He
got
blackballed.
blackballed.
I was like,
you come to these tryouts, but that's it.
But what I'm saying is, and
his girl messed it up too, though.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure.
But what I'm getting at is, I think everybody's trying to be that that martyr figure for a cause, kind of. And like, I'm like, and this guy doesn't have any grounds to stand on. That's the thing. Colin Kaepernick had very valid grounds to stand on in his martyrdom in the NFL. This guy, like you said, what's the point? What's the reason? Like, why?
Yeah,
what are you getting out of it?
And is that he didn't have a point, and that he's mad. He just found out. That's it's like you're. First of all, it doesn't matter if this isn't for you to know,
right?
Anyway, one and two. If your bosses already knew, like you're just the last one to know. What are you mad for? Like it makes zero sense to me.
It's crazy too. I had to meet with somebody at my work, and they were like unhappy with what kind of was going on, the structure and stuff of it. And I was breaking down to him all the different things that have to happen in order for things to happen. And in no way dissing them or nothing like that, but how some of that stuff is really none of our business. Like we have particular lanes that we occupy and we roam in. And if I look to the left, if somebody messes up or has messed up or whatever, that's none of my business. Somebody else is taking care of that. And I have to trust that that's going to get taken care of. Because what I don't think from Marvel's history, Marvel, not DC, not anybody else, I don't think Marvel is into, I mean, they're probably greedy because, you know, whatever. Sure. But they're not into sweeping things under the rug in regards to, that would be the last thing that they would want to do. That's antithetical to their whole brand to do something that looks remotely racist. So
I think my thing too is like, I think about like the other thing is like, what do you want to happen when you cancel someone? What is it that you want to happen? A lot of people, it's like, I want them to lose their job. I want there to be consequences, whatever I think the consequences should be. Right. Yeah. But here's the thing though, like, what are those consequences?
There we go.
Exactly.
Is there an opportunity for redemption? Do you want them to learn from what they did and be better? Or do you just want, like, my biggest thing is I never want to be the person that says that because you disagree with me or you've done something that displeases me, you can't eat. You don't deserve to eat.
Yeah, that's insane to me.
Like, because you've done something wrong, anything wrong, that you just deserve to die, point blank, period. What? So, because I disagree with you, you can't make a living, you can't eat, you can't survive.
I bet you wanted his job.
You
There
think
we go.
so?
There we
because
go.
he was popping off in 2014, 15, 16. This guy
When
gets
this
a
all
job
happened?
in 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably wanted
Might be a
his
little
job.
salt involved.
You think so?
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure that for his
Because
statements
the
to be
reaction
as
don't make sense.
ambiguous
Yeah.
as they are.
Yeah. Right.
And I guess he would be up for it if this guy gets fired.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm not. Because he didn't say like I'm leaving forever. I can't work for a company that allows this. He says when they take care of this, I'll come back. When they take care of this,
but that's the problem too. This is kind of like the Kyrie Irving thing with the vaccine, and whatever your stance on vaccines are, you can't expect a big company to move at the drop of a hat for you, especially when you, in the grand scheme of things,
Don't matter.
We can get another writer, my guy. Like we can get
right.
another, whatever had you. We can get someone else that's just as enthusiastic, that causes less
And just as talented. People think they're the be all end all of
exactly.
everything.
Like you can't
if
be,
you
right,
don't
like
have
you can't be
me,
replaced.
everything's
Right.
gonna crumble. But like, you know how many people wrote Daredevil before you, and
That's
how
what
many will write after you?
and it wasn't bad before.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like for example with the Kyrie thing is they're looking at trading him, but now they can't trade him because he's a liability. He's
Right.
a guy that
Wherever he goes.
he's wherever. And the same with this guy is I don't think that's going to end well. I don't think that ends in a way that's favorable towards
And not
him.
just
Well,
that,
but
but somebody that
the-
reacts like this to something like
Yeah.
this, like as someone that hires someone, there's no fucking way I would hire them to anything higher than what you can work contract work for me. That's what you can do.
Right,
Because
right.
you're flatty as shit.
Yeah.
like absolutely not.
Because it doesn't. Why is this a tweet? Why is this a tweet? That's
Well,
my.
'cause
You
Twitter
work in
exists,
a company,
yeah, I mean,
though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get if it was
wants
DC
the
talking about a
job.
Marvel person.